If your company tried AI and it didn't stick, the tool probably worked just fine. The problem was what was underneath it. See, I've audited enough mid-market companies now to know that the pattern is always the same, and it's never the technology. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly why AI pilots fail at a rate of 95% and what the 5% that succeed do differently. It comes down to one thing most companies skip entirely. Here's what usually happens. Someone goes to a conference, sees a demo, gets super excited, comes back and calls a meeting. We need AI. Everyone agrees. A vendor gets called. The demo is incredible. They see clean data going in, beautiful dashboards coming out. The CTO says, this is exactly what we've been missing. And the CFO asks about pricing. Contract gets signed. But nobody maps the process the tool is supposed to fix in the first place. Nobody checks if the data feeding into it is actually clean or not. Nobody asks the people who do that work every day whether this tool solves a problem they actually have. See, buying an AI tool before mapping your operations is like hiring an interior designer before you have checked if the building has plumbing or not. The showroom looks incredible, but nobody can take a shower, right? And that's what 95% of AI implementations look like right now. Beautiful interface, terrible foundation. You can't renovate a house you have never walked through, can you? And most companies have never walked through their own operations with enough honesty to know what they are actually renovating in the first place. So 6 months later, the platform is live. Technically, it works. The vendor also confirmed that it works, but the team isn't using it. Not because they are resistant, not because they were never trained, but because the tool was built for a process that doesn't even match how the team actually works. See, the vendor told the CEO that this will transform their operations, right? 6 months later, the team built a workaround. In week 3, went back to their good old spreadsheet. Nobody even told the CEO. Here is why. See, the demo that the vendor put together, it used clean data. It was beautiful, it was perfect, everything worked. But the company's data that lives in 4 systems and a spreadsheet someone built in 2022 who doesn't even work there anymore. The demo assumes one consistent process. The company has 4. Sarah does it one way, Mike does it another, and the new person learned a third version from someone who's already left the company. And the 4th version is what happens when everyone's too busy, which is most of the time. So the tool automated one version of something that runs in 4 different ways. Think about that for a second. And the vendor's response when CEO finally asked why nobody's using it is simply, your team needs more training. No, the team doesn't need more training. What they actually need is someone to look at how the company actually works before anybody bought anything new. And that's the thing that 95% of these companies completely skip. Now, here is what the 5% do differently though. They don't start with the tool at all. They start with a map. They interview the operators, not the executives. They interview the people who actually do the work. They ask, walk me through what you actually do, not the job description, but what happens on a Tuesday. And that's how they find the processes that cost the company the most, not the most interesting ones. The one where the math is simply too obvious to ignore. In my most recent AI audit I ran for a mid-market company, I asked them to show me their most expensive process. You know what they pointed me at? They pointed me at their technical stack. I said, no, show me the process that eats the most human hours. Monthly reporting, 1 person, 3 full days every single month. Pulling numbers from 4 systems and manually reconciling them in a spreadsheet with 14 different tabs. 2 of the formulas we found were completely broken. And then someone had to sit down and fix them by hand every month. And nobody even had a clue about it. See, the report that goes to leadership, they glance at it for like 10 minutes on a Friday, 3 days of an employee's monthly time for 10 minutes of their attention. And when we sat down to actually do the math, it came around $57,000 a year on one report. The CEO walked past her desk every single day for 2 years while she built that report and never once asked if that report should still exist. See, when we do the audits and we interview the stakeholders, every workflow that comes out the week 1, we sit down and score them. Is it consistent? Does it depend on one person? Is it documented? Is the data clean enough to automate? And then only we pick the tool. By that point, the tool almost doesn't even matter, because when you know exactly what you're fixing and why, any decent tool works, right? See, the companies winning with AI right now are the ones that looked the slowest in month one. And I know that sounds backward, but stay with me for a second here. The 5% that actually get ROI with those systems, they spend 3-4 weeks just diagnosing their current operations, mapping, scoring, not buying anything, not implementing anything. And everyone around them is saying, why aren't we doing anything yet? But then once they implement one of them and it sticks, and 6 weeks later, they've already broken even with the cost of that implementation. And meanwhile, the 95%, they started fast, bought the fancy AI tool in month 1, felt great about it, but by month 6, they're on their second vendor. Third meeting, fourth explanation to the board about why the first thing didn't work. And that's how these experiments go. They start fast, but end up in slow results. But if you start with the diagnosis first, it looks like you have a slower start, but you end up with results faster compared to anybody else every single time. So if you are a leader at mid-market company and you tell me that you've tried AI and it didn't stick, please stop blaming the tool and stop blaming your team. Stop blaming the vendor also. Go back to the beginning. Did anybody map how the company actually operates before the tool was selected? If the answer is no, that's not a technology failure. That's a sequencing problem, and it's completely fixable. And look, most companies do this in the wrong order. That's not a failure. That's just the order most companies learn it in. The good news is the map is still there waiting to be drawn. The same tool that didn't work might actually be perfect. It just needs to be pointed at the right thing. So if you want to figure out where your company's highest ROI opportunity actually lives, I do a focused discovery session where we map this all together. Comment start below and I'll send you the framework we use in week 1 to figure out where to point it. In my next video, I'm breaking down why 98% of mid-market CEOs believe that AI will help their company, but only 33% are actually using it. And the reason for that gap is not what you think. I'll see you there.